design or a sketch, um, a small sketch of what you should be building, okay, or what will you build as a solution, like a prototype, okay. Okay, so now I am going to get on to the chat and see what are you all telling me. Okay, others continue building. Okay, I will tell you all what are the ideas being suggested. Base of the bridge should be strong. Okay, good, lovely. Let them assemble and balance other blocks first. Okay, now that I got it. Okay, okay, balance in a zigzag position. What do you mean by that? If you can show that to me, I will understand better. Okay, the base has to be rectangle. Okay, good. And if I can ask you a question, why it should be rectangle? Okay. I would love, even when children are building, you as a teacher can always ask questions. I would always do that in my Lego sessions because they're building, the hands are doing the thinking for them that time. But if you ask them questions, right, they are listening, they will be able to give you answers. And when they give you those answers is when they're still rethinking and, probably coming up with another solution or with another idea of building that little model, okay? It should be wide from the bottom. Okay, I agree. But you have to tell me why. Everything that you all tell me, you have to also give me a reason for that. Okay. Kindly give me an example where these blocks can be used to give. Okay, okay, okay. Rectangle base, good. Base must be broad. Okay, everybody, please give me a reason why. Because it creates a strong base. Okay, why do we need a strong base? Okay, now that you're talking about we need a strong base, my question is, why do we need a strong base? Okay, rectangular shape will give strength to the bridge. Okay, it can be double story. Why can it not be 3 stories? Okay, rectangular base with small vertical rectangles placed on it. Okay, good for balancing so that it can stand. Okay, so it can hold the other blocks. Okay, we need a strong base for balancing the weight. Okay, lovely. Okay, how much weight will it balance? Okay, I think Anisha Parel, you're almost done with your bridge. Okay, I can see that you're building. I want you to at least put your palm pressure. Okay, everybody, if you all are building, please show it to me so that I can question you or I can okay, thank you. As it can carry. Okay, we need strong base because strong base will balance. If the base is not strong, it will topple down. Okay, good. Okay, okay, lovely, 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 good. Lovely. I am telling you, do an activity like this in your classroom. Ask them to put their foot on it or even the hand weight or the palm weight on it. They go crazy and they learn so many things which otherwise would have been so difficult for you to put it into their heads, because anything that is abstract, okay, is very, very difficult for children to understand. All information kind of projected in front of them in a concrete manner, things that they can see and understand, makes sense to them much more easier. And then you add it up with all the possible theory that you want, it just makes it really, really easy for them to understand. Okay, strong foundation leads to strong building to bear the natural disasters like earthquakes. Okay, good. Which means that I come to another question, that how do you measure earthquakes? Okay, children are still building. I'm not saying that they've stopped building. They love answering questions. Okay, and if another child is coming up with a nice explanation with another keyword in it, like somebody has just mentioned here, that to kind of stop the natural disaster like earthquake, is where I would put, okay, seismograph. My goodness, what is seismograph? Who's going to show me the spelling of seismograph? Okay, you know what, distracting them while they're doing is also another skill that they need to kind of understand, how to filter out the noise. You are on a project, you are on an assignment, you have to kind of work with your multiple skills, answer what you can answer, I mean, filter out what you really don't know. That is also something that has to really, really get into children at a very, very quicker age. Okay, Richter scale. Okay, lovely. Richter scale. What is the base a number on a Richter scale, and what is the highest number on a Richter scale? Okay, we made lintel and post in my class. Okay, seismograph. Okay, good. Lovely. Richter scale. Good. And I'm not even worried about your spellings right now. Okay, don't worry about it, because going in, I mean, in future, everything was going to have autocorrect. I'm a teacher. I'm at the moment not worried about it because I have a lot of other concepts to get into children. So don't worry if you've messed up with your spellings for now. Don't worry about it. Okay. We can always work on that. 2.5 to 7. Okay. I am going to really go back home and check. Who's going to go back home and check that, Richter scale is only going to be measured from 2.5 until 7. And I think Anisha's got her model ready. Her bridge is ready. Anisha, are you ready to stand on this? My goodness. Okay, put your hand weight. Okay, that's pretty strong. Okay. Would you want to put Anisha on the spotlight as well? Yeah. Okay, come on, keep going, everybody. We were talking about Richter scale. We were talking about a strong base. There's somebody said me. Okay, Taslima, did you volunteer to answer? Okay, sorry.
Mrunal sir, I would just like to share over here while I was making this bridge. May
Yeah.
I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
Most welcome.
so the way we all think, that be strong and everything. So I first made this, two pillar sort of thing, and
Yeah,
then I realized the middle bridge that I made,
yeah,
and then I realized, okay, when I put my palm, it will fall.
yeah,
And being a teacher also, I did not realize, okay, later on I realized that, okay, I need to put my base over here. And if I'm putting only
yeah,
one layer
yes,
of block, it is still going to
yeah.
fall. I had to again support it.
So
And
you,
that's what they do usually during the construction also. But
yeah,
I would just say that I really
yes.
enjoy the process of making, and that actually enhanced even my thinking skill when we really make it. So yes, thank you.
Thank you very much for giving that input, but we need to see your foot on the bridge. Okay, put it on the floor if you can, and if you are able to put your foot on it, okay, that'll be the best thing. Okay, everybody, lovely. Okay. Remember, as a teacher, if you do it first in your classroom, your children are going to do it also as well. Okay, give them some cues. Works good. Don't cry if it breaks. Okay, it doesn't matter. You can always rebuild it. There's a rhyme which shows this concept. London Bridge is falling down. Okay, good. I agree, but yeah, good. Oh God, where did she run away? I'm sure she's crying. She broke her bridge. Okay, when she comes back, okay, doesn't matter. Okay, good. Whenever she comes back, okay, I think maybe she's not. Oh, okay, she's all ready. Okay, 1, 2, let it break. Doesn't matter. Come on, go ahead. Go ahead. Push.
If I stand, definitely it will break. But if I'm just putting my feet and pressing it, it's not breaking.
You're applying
Okay, it
enough
broke.
pressure. You think you're applying any?
Okay,
Okay.
it broke.
Okay, no problem. That's good. Important is that you kind of understood what really had to happen, and you kind of understood how much weight you're supposed to add. But if you had to do this in your classroom, you would reinforce. Okay, that concept of kind of teaching children the word reinforce your structure, or kind of adding reinforcement. If you use that word, they do not understand. But the moment you say that, add some more support, the word for that is reinforcement. It's just getting into their heads so very easily. Okay, tough words, difficult word, when explained in a play way, in a practical project based learning format, it's very easy for children to get those concepts. Okay. Okay, lovely. Anybody else would really want to, I mean, Shifali or the admin or the host, is there another WhatsApp group that these people have where they can post in pictures? If you all have created something while you all were while you were here, please send in those pictures and all to the SAR education team. They would be really happy to get them on whichever group that you are. Okay. But if you are noting this down, and if you are kind of really, I mean, if you really have worked on the Ivan and Moore books, or you're kind of using them in your school, put this as another activity and see if that is really going to work in your school. Okay, so something that's very easy to do it. I think there is like a section on bridges in grade 2 book. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, it's in the grade 2 book. So please check and have a look at that. Okay. Okay, lovely. So, thank you, Anisha, for participating. And I am expecting others because I know a lot of you all said that we've got blocks. So please do contribute onto this. Okay, my son used to make dinosaurs, shark, submarine by using blocks. Yes, thank you very much. Okay. And I would always, whatever that made for the water and submarine, I would always ask them to put it in the water and see, is it really drowning or is it floating? And all of that concepts I really put in when they build things. Okay. Okay, let's get on to our next project. Okay, please keep me posted about the timing. Okay, because I'm going to get really carried away with these projects that are coming in. So please keep me updated with the timing as well. Okay, so
Okay.
good, let's get on to the next one. Okay, everybody open up your blocks. Come on, it's time for another challenge. Okay, day 2 and another STEM class, and we're ready for another big challenge. Okay, so what's this challenge now? Come on, is that okay? Okay, my favorite for today. Okay, I am really dying and waiting to do this challenge. Okay, if you've got magnets and some blocks, we can really work on this project. Okay, so what is the objective? Okay, now this is definitely from the Ivan and Moore grade 1. They've got two topics here. One is ramps and one is magnets. Okay, so what I have okay. Okay, I'll answer these questions later. Okay. Um, um, if you look at your grade 1 book, there are two topics. One is ramps, and the other one is magnets. So what I've done is I've kind of designed an activity where we kind of use both these, the understanding of both these topics together in one STEM activity. Okay, so that's what I've really planned here. Okay. Now the idea is make the car travel up the ramp. Okay, it has to go up the ramp, opposite direction. Okay, the challenge here is that the car must travel at least 7 inches. Okay, um, if you have to give somebody an idea, probably, like the laptop is almost like 7 or an 8 inches, if you have to really give them that idea. Or probably by now, kids in your STEM class have kind of figured out what basic measurements could be. Or you could also talk to them in terms of hand span or foot span. Okay, if you're not kind of getting them used to the rulers and scales, hand span, foot span is another thing that you can always get them working on. Okay, so that's really easy way to get measurements into them quicker. Okay, okay, so the suggested material, blocks and magnets and a ramp. Okay, now ramp can be any book that you have, or a cardboard, or anything that you have that can be used as a ramp. Worst case, if you don't have a ramp, let's just use your tabletop as a place where your car is supposed to move. Okay, so what questions am I going to ask children, or what we should be asking ourselves? Okay, how will the car travel upwards? Okay, there's a difficulty in my car traveling upwards. Can anybody tell me why? What do you think is going to affect or work on the car that's not going to allow it to go upwards? Okay, I'm talking about a car which has no engine. Okay, I mean, our cars have engines, so it's easy for us to go up the mountain, come down the mountain, we can control. But in our classroom, okay, we've just got, cars which are just some uh, basic things without any battery or anything. And that's just my little car. And how will I make it travel upwards? Okay, if I have to let it go down, okay, I have to just slide it and the car goes down. Okay, so, okay, friction, what's coming here? Okay, no additional force push, okay, to get the car up. Okay, but what is really pulling the car down? What is not allowing the car go up? Why do you think you and I are positioned at one place? Why are we not flying like those people in the space? Okay, questions. Remember, when you ask questions is when your children start thinking. Gravity, exactly, gravity. Who's seen the movie Gravity? Okay, remember, I'm going to come up with like millions of questions in my classroom. Okay, while you talk about one topic, I'm going to take you on to 7, 8 topic. Okay, gravitational force. Okay, I don't even want to know what do you mean by gravitational force, but I have seen. Okay, good. Definitely. I mean, it's easy to show it to all children. Okay, show it to them. It's absolutely a fabulous movie. Okay, the magnetic pull. Okay, I love that. Okay, the Earth's magnetic pull. Okay, Earth is kind of pulling us. Okay, good, lovely. What else? Okay, so it's a magical, I wouldn't say magical, but it's a force. by which we're able to keep our feet always on the ground. Okay, we're able to kind of be there on the ground. We do not, we are not, I mean, we don't go into a situation like people are there. We don't float. Oh, yes, exactly. Thank you for giving me that word. We don't float like the astronauts do it. Okay, exactly. And when you go up towards, I mean, go away from the atmosphere and go higher up, the gravitational pull reduces and, we start floating and all of that happens. Okay, good. So what's really happening is to come down, it's very easy for my car because the gravity is already pulling it. Okay, but I can't get my car up. If I just push, even if I just push my car, it still goes up, but the gravity is so strong, it's just pulling it down. Okay, so what if I tell you that magnets have some magical power and they might just help you in this project of getting things going in another direction or against the gravity? Would you want to really try that? Okay. Yeah, okay. Somebody says that that's also the reason why our clothes are on our body. Okay. Oh, goodness. Okay. I didn't realize that. Okay, good. Thank you for telling me that. Lovely. Okay, so what am I going to do with my car that I build with my blocks? And I've got magnets with me. Now, these are the two things. I don't have an engine, but how can I make my magnetic, the properties of my magnet? How can I use them? Okay, so first, what are the two properties of the magnet? Two very basic properties of the magnet. What are the two things that a magnet can do? Where's my magnet? I'll pull my magnet till then. Okay, you see that? I'm able to get my magnets closer. What's happening? Okay, attraction. And what's happening here? Oh God, I can't get this closer. It's fighting. It's fighting to stay closer. Okay, it's not allowing me to go that closer. Here, here, here. Okay, this one. Yes. Repulsion and attraction. Okay, attraction is when two magnets come closer. Repulsion is when they just go away from each other. Okay, good. Okay, North Pole and South Pole are attracted. Okay, good. And same poles repel. Lovely. So you know what? Even Earth has a North Pole and a South Pole. Why is the Earth pole and South Pole of the Earth not coming in together and just, sticking together? Anybody? Okay. It's for an adults, these questions probably are going to be a little weird, but children are going to really think about it. Okay. Earth has a North Pole and a South Pole. Why is it that they're not coming together and sticking? Okay. It also has some magnetic field. Okay. Okay, good. Chalo. Now coming back to the topic. Okay. We've got a car designed and then I've got a magnet with me. I've got two magnets with me. What am I going to do with my magnet and what am I going to do with my Lego car that the car goes up the ramp? Okay. Yes, everybody have understood about attraction, about repulsion, but now I really need to know what am I really going to do with my car and who's got bricks and blocks and who's building. I need to know. And if you are building it right now, if you want to really show it to me, I'll be more than happy. But otherwise, I'm going to kind of give you like a small demonstration and take it forward. Okay, so okay, I think a lot of you all are building there, but probably not visible to me. So I'm just going to kind of show you a fun demonstration of this. Okay. Okay, hold on. And for that, I need my other camera. Chalo, where are you? My camera. Okay, you're here. Okay, good. So I'm just going to show you all this thing. Okay. Yes. And I'm just going to, oh God, there's so much on this table today. Okay, so I am kind of making, keep one magnet in the car and the other in front of the car. Okay. What's going to happen with that? Okay, what's going to really happen with that? Okay. So I've just got my little ramp ready here. You all can see the ramp. Let me just clear up all this clutter of wires. Okay, good. I've got this one little car here and somebody just mentioned that, okay, put a magnet on the car. Okay, so here it is. I've got this car made out of Duplo and my Mega Block, and I've added some amount of magnet here. Okay, wait, I'm just going to finish up all this clutter. I'm going to put, oh God, wait, let me get some alignment. Okay, good. Now there's no alignment here. When I talk about no alignment, things are not balanced. Okay, so yes, can you see that? So, oops. Wow, the fun of doing an online session still remains, okay? Juggling around with so many things. Okay, good. So I've got my car here. It has a little magnet here at the back. You can see I have taped some magnet here, and I'm just going to check. That's my other big magnet. And ooh, okay. This one is really like a free. Okay, I think it's attracting. Okay, attracting here as well. Come on, go. Go, 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 go. Okay. I am not prepared for this. Okay. So I am just going to do this in front of you. And I think there's some. Okay. It's still going. Okay. It's still going. Yeah. I think probably if I just lower this a bit, if I lower my RAM, let's see if that works. Okay. Traction. Come on, go. Come on, go, go, go. Don't come here. Okay. Okay. It is moving. Okay. Let me see if I can try with another set of magnets. Okay. They were just, yeah, better. Okay. Now, definitely there's some nice slope here that's getting me. So children are going to work on this slope, the tire, and then you see what's happening here is this smooth. It's kind of coming down from here because of the friction or whatever that you call here. That's it's slipping. You know the grip. I talk about why the tires that we have, the rubber tires that we have. Sorry, what happened? Did something go wrong with my presentation? Okay, I think they're fixing it. Okay. So I'm just going to quickly show this again without the ramp and see if that works. Okay. Yeah, it just works. Okay. Probably is less of friction and my tires do not need that grip when it's straight. But when I have to go uphill, I need that grip. And that's why the tires that we have those serrations on it. And that's what kind of really reduces. I mean, that gives you a good grip. Okay. So I'm just going to move on to. Okay, good. I'm just going to quickly check the chat, what happened while I was doing this. Okay, yeah, thank you for getting the presentation back. Okay. Okay, we can put the magnet below the car and another one under the ramp and then dragging either of them move the car. Okay, good, no problem. Yes, I do agree. If you've there's somebody who's raised the hand, if you can write in the chat box, that'll be very, very helpful. Unless you made something and you want to demonstrate, yeah, we can do that. The host, there's somebody called as Suniti Saxena who's raised her hand. Shall we allow her to?
Yes, just 1 minute.
Yeah.
You can unmute yourself.
Okay, if you have some questions, we can always take them later. But if you want to kind of demonstrate what you've been building, that'll be great to kind of show right now. Okay. I think she's frozen.
Yes, I think there's some network issue.
Yeah, yeah. Anybody else who's worked on the magnets and the blocks and you would want to show that? Happy, very, very happy to see your solution. Okay, while we get her working on this, anybody, do you think the strength of the magnet is going to be important here? You all saw the demonstration that I kind of did, right? Do you think the strengths of the magnet matter? Yes. Okay. Why do they matter? Okay. And while you answer that yes and no, do you know what are monorails? Has anybody heard about a monorail? Okay. It will surely affect its speed. Yes. Okay. Why do you think a stronger magnet will improve speed? Because without it, car cannot move on. Okay. Okay. So what happens? I mean, you mean the bigger the magnet, what happens? What happens if the magnet is bigger? Okay. Yes, as it produces stronger magnetic field. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Okay, so monorails are those that run on a single rail, okay, or like on a single track, okay. Did you know that a lot of those monorails work on a technology called as maglev or magnetic levitation? Have you kind of heard of that? So what's really happening? Do you think something like this? Okay. Do you think we could have what's really happening there in a magnetic levitation, like a technology or whatever you called? What do you think is really moving the maglev train or the monorail ahead? Okay. Now, of course, some questions would really depend on the kind of children that you deal with, the age of the children as well. But remember, okay, large number of magnets for lift and propulsion, okay. But remember, a lot of children know, I mean, if they've been in metro cities or if they've kind of traveled well, if you're dealing with children who have kind of traveled abroad a lot and they've seen these monorails and these metro trains, asking them such questions, okay, is really going to trigger that that little thinking thing in them. And probably if they go back home, and these days children are also good enough and smart in terms of asking Alexa or their Google in terms of how is a magnetic train going to move, even if they kind of ask those questions, those right questions or those good questions to Alexa or these nice tech-based tools, I think there's a good amount of learning that's happening there. Okay. So when it is at high speed, it looks as if it's in the air. Yeah, that's what it means by the levitation. Okay, so that's what you mean by levitation. Yeah, and that's what you see sometimes. You've seen in those cartoons or in those films where there are people who are meditating, and then they're levitating up as well. Okay, I don't know how that happens. There's probably some, I don't know what's really happening there. They don't have magnets, but there's some other power that they're dealing with. Okay, so you don't know, higher grade kids might even ask you that. Okay, I mean, are these people really having magnets that are getting you levitated up? It's all about, we make them think, remember all those things that they've seen around them and keep questioning them and questioning them. The more you question them, the more they think, they come up with more ideas and more solutions and kind of try and use that in multiple situations. Okay, where are we on time? Okay, good. I think I have another 10 more minutes before we get on to the Q&A and the test and all of that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. I have a very, very interesting third project. Okay, again, that I have mixed with. This one is on birds from grade 2 of the Ivan and Moore STEM book. Okay, Claire, can we get on to the next? Slide. Okay, lovely. The objective here is to make a resting place or a nest for the birds. Okay. The nest should be circular with 4 inches of diameter. Okay. So if you've had a math class and you wanted to kind of get more understanding of diameter, radius, circumference, okay, it is a fun and a good activity to kind of get that mathematic element here in this activity. Okay, so I'm not getting into the concept of how they should be measuring the diameter and on, because I've understood that you would do that in the classroom with them. Okay, so let's say we need a nest to be of this, but it has to be circular, and you are going to use your building blocks as the main material. Okay, now the best part. Okay, first, let's ask these questions. How shall I place the bricks so that I can make a circular nest? Okay, I'll tell you why this question comes, because most of your blocks and bricks are either square or rectangular. Now, when these children, I mean, right now, I don't know how many of you are working with your bricks and blocks right now, but if you carefully see, you look at the shape, and if you tell somebody that I'm going to give you square and rectangle pieces, and you've got to, okay, you can use paper to give a circular shape. Okay, yes, you can definitely have a paper to get them the circular shape. But the idea is, how are you going to use your blocks to make a circular nest? Okay, that's where the real thinking is, what comes from children, or I want that to come into children. I'm just going to kind of quickly show it to you as a teacher as to what could be a solution, or what could you expect children in your classroom to kind of work on. First, they will start doing all of this, right? I mean, they'll start stacking it like this. I'm going to just show you some blocks. I'm using the bigger blocks because it's much more easier and visual, right? They're kind of locking it up. They've got these four corners, but they end up building these rectangular or these square pieces which have edges, okay? But the idea is that we want to build something circular. That's where the real thinking is coming in, okay? And eventually you'll see children starting to kind of interlock the bricks like this, okay? So when you kind of interlock your bricks like this, you will eventually see, I will just kind of build something and show it to you, okay? And you will see that you have the circular shape, I mean, almost circular shape coming in. If you have the smaller blocks, you will get a little better circular shape coming in. These are much bigger, but you will eventually see like a circular shape coming in. So it's really, really interesting and challenging for these children as to how do we make a shape like this? Of course, it has to be stable. If I had to add that element of stability, okay, I would add another block at the bottom as well. I'm just going to show that to you. Just me making a circle out of a square and a rectangle is really making your children really, really think. Okay, so that's why I've just added some reinforcement here so that the shape is much more stronger. And with this, okay, with this concept of, you know, kind of putting these blocks in this format, you will eventually see that children will discover that they have got something that is actually moving. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what do you mean by that. So next time you tell them that, you know, we've got to build a snake or something that's moving and wiggling. Okay. Okay. I'm just sorry. So that's actually my blocks are really moving here. Okay. So when I really kind of fiddle with this, my blocks are moving. And if I tell them that using the blocks, you've got to make a reptile or a snake or something that slithers around, okay, you can kind of use this concept as well. Or if they've done the slithering with the blocks first, it'll be easier, or I mean, it should be a little easier for them to understand that you can also lock your blocks in another way, okay? So again, you're kind of adding some concepts of geometry, understanding that how one shape can be used to create another shape, which you cannot make them read and understand, okay? They have to do this practically, hands-on, and even hands-on, you just can't tell them, use these rectangular blocks or square blocks and make a circular shape. Makes no sense. Nobody's really interested in that. Again, give them a problem and they should be really able to kind of solve this. Yes, you have a lot of other material. You've got stakes, you've got, you know, bendable wire and so many things to make things. But here I've kind of made it a little more complicated where it is so rigid as a material, making you really, really think, okay? And here, you're not really using any Fevicol or any adhesive that is going to be very easy for them to give that shape, right? So without all of that, how are they kind of going to do that, okay? And of course, we could have a dummy figure or a printout of a bird, you know, that the size of the bird could be bigger. Based on that, they could build a bigger or a better circular nest and all of that, right? So there is so much that we can really do with these blocks, integrate them in our activities, integrate them in our lesson plan, and make learning fun, make them think to a point that, you know, when they go back, you know, that little challenge is still there in their head, which they want to go and finish it, because you see in your classroom, you would still have that 30-minute, 40-minute, and you really got them thinking so much that it's still there lying in my head somewhere. And I kind of want to go back home, achieve that challenge, and, you know, just be satisfied or show it to my teacher next day that, you know, this is what I did. And that's how I was really, really able to achieve it. Okay. So that's the kind of idea that we want our children, you know. Otherwise, if you tell them, I'm going to give you 2 pages of homework, I don't want to do this. And the mother's really kind of pushing them, 2 pages of homework, finish it. But if you give them something really interesting that they've kind of got themselves engaged with, even before the mother's asking them, they're already done with that homework. So that is the kind of, you know, learning that we really need to try and get into them as soon as possible. Okay. Okay. By using, okay. Yeah, a lot of things. Okay, good. Great. So I think, what time is it? I'm not even keeping a track of that. Okay, 5:40. Yeah, okay. Questions, I'll be happy to answer. And when do they take the test? Do they take the test now or it's later?
No, it's later.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can start our question answer session.
Yeah. Okay. And everybody, don't worry about the test. Okay. It's fairly simple. Okay. As long as you were even listening to me, it's good. That's very simple. And I mean, um, when I was asked to build a test, I was like, oh God, so tough for me to build a test. You asked me to build an activity, I would quickly do that for you. But making a question paper is really, really tough thing for me to do. But yeah, it's very easy. Happy. I mean, go ahead and fill that up. Questions, I'll be really happy to answer as much as I can. Yeah, we can get on to the first slide again. I think the last one has, how they can reach out to me if you want to just show them for a bit before they have their questions.
Sure.
Yeah, Sunday breaks is definitely what you have to look at. I'm there around, and on Instagram, I'm called Playdad India. So please enjoy things that I build. Yeah, we can just have questions coming in. There were some questions. I think there was one question about where do you really get some, I think that was by Anisha, if I'm not wrong. She asked a question on where do we get some Lego, some question she asked. I don't know. Okay, everybody, please put in your questions again. I'll be happy to answer them. Kids will enjoy it a lot. They will learn a lot. Yeah, I agree. I mean, give them hands-on and they learn much more that you can even imagine. Okay. Um, you can't even put that into, you can't even as when you have a project based or a play based program or an activity, there are so many things that children learn, and different children learn different things from a typical project. So you can't even have those tick boxes or check boxes that, okay, these are the skills that I've kind of worked on. Okay. Wanted to know about resources we can use for Lego. Well, it really depends on what you have to use. There's no like a single source where you can find, it all depends on where you want to, what is that you're really looking at, because Lego education has a lot of products that's more of a, it's more about, um, I mean, the curriculum is designed on the products that they kind of design. So not a lot of open-ended projects can really be found based on the keywords that you are kind of looking at. So if you would say magnet-based projects with Lego, then you might just find some right solutions. Okay, so that's what you have to really look at. Okay. How can we help the children who can count numbers but having recognition problem? Okay, so I think the first thing that really children need to understand is that before even, I mean, one is counting, which is like, things that we make them do, chalo bolo 1 to 10, bolo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And then you go home and you have a Masi or a Nani coming in and they're like showing, I mean, you have to tell children that, oh, my children know how to count from 1 to 100. And, they're just kind of reciting those numbers. Then the other one is identification. Okay. There's somebody called as Miss Bini. Thank you for showing the nest that you've built. Okay. Now that I can see in the video, thank you very much. And it's pretty neat. Coming back to numbers. So one is, they recognize, I mean, one is they knowing the numbers from 1 to 10. Second one is the recognizing that you're going to, when I show you a flashcard, how is it that, are you able to recognize whether this is 1, 2, or 3? But I think the most important out of that is that understanding the value of the number. Okay. When I say 1, how would you pick up only 1 brick? Okay. How would you pick up 2 bricks when I say 2? Or if I say 10 bricks, will you pick up 10 bricks? Are you not stumbled upon that? I think that's something very, very tricky to add. Okay. So when I say, okay, that's my 1 block. Okay. So I can see 1 block here. Can I add 1 more block on this? So how many blocks do I have now? Okay. So that's 1 and 2. Okay. So that's, I mean, this is the value of 2, or this is the value of 1. They need to understand, and that happens only when you kind of give them a tactile experience of what that number really, really means. So you will have to really give them a tactile experience of what is the value of that number. Once they kind of know, and that's the reason why you don't talk about zero in the early years, right? Because children cannot, zero is an abstract concept. You cannot understand what do you mean by something that doesn't exist. That's why you kind of wait for 0 to come in, and that's why you start from 1 to 9. So while we teach them 1 to 9, while we teach them to recognize 1 to 9, I think it's also important to make them understand what is it to have 1, what is it to have 2 bricks, or what is it to have 1 apple, or what is it to have 2 apples. Okay, so I think making them understand the value of it is most important. Okay. Did I miss questions? where can we find this recorded webinar? Okay, sorry, I think somebody from SAM.
So we will upload this webinar to our YouTube channel.
Okay.
So you can access from there.
Their face lightens up and they're more attentive when it's activity-based learning rather than notebook work. Okay, but we still want to give them notebook work. I don't know why. Okay, doesn't matter. We have some more time to kind of get into that. What is the right age to start STEM methodology? I think as soon as they kind of come to a school, it's just great to start that. I think SAR education has STEM education right from, if somebody
Grade
can
one.
answer, grade one?
1 to 8. Yeah.
Grade one? I think it's even lesser than grade one. If you
Just,
want to,
yes.
yeah, I think somebody from the team can just check. I think it's, yeah, okay. Neuromuscular impression. Okay, I don't know
It's
what
4 plus.
sorry.
From
Okay,
4
from
plus. Yeah.
okay, age 4+. So ideally, when you are from what, junior KG onwards, yeah. Junior is when normally children are in grade 4 is when you're normally junior, grade 5 is when you're senior, and all of that. Okay, right. Quantification of number is really important. Okay, thank you. Feedback form is there. Okay, okay. What else can we collaborate with Lego activity other than verbal questions? I did not understand that question. If you can a little bit elaborate on that, I did not understand. When I was putting in the verbal questions while you were building, is just to keep you thinking. Okay, that was my intention, to take you from one tangent to another, get you onto multiple topics connected to that main topic. Okay, can you suggest some Lego workshops for 4-year-old? Okay, please come to Sunday Bricks. You will have a lot of options. Okay, that's the simplest solution I have there. We're going from, okay, yes, we're going, okay, you're doing this from grade 1. Okay, wonderful. Yeah. Okay, grade 1, yes. Okay, good. Okay, good. I have seen one thing when I deal with schools, when I talk to principals, there's always this focus of having building blocks in pre-primary. It's just blocks, okay? But when it comes to primary or middle school or higher school, when you come to beyond grade 1 and beyond that, for some reason, most of these bricks or building blocks just vanish. Okay, so that child who was so interested in building, okay, even just building towers and kind of talking about it, just suddenly has nothing to do. You kind of not giving him or her that manipulative that they kind of like. So it's really, really sad as to why we really don't have. And it's very easy to use building blocks and put them into any concept that we really want to get into them, right? Yes, okay. You've got the YouTube link of the video, of this webinar today.
Yeah.
There's a feedback form. Yes, absolutely. Please fill in. More questions about bricks and blocks, or if you've done something with bricks and blocks in your STEM session, please share that with us. We would really love to hear that as well. And while you think about all of that, my question, are you using bricks and blocks beyond primary in your school? Okay, this is for all those who have this nice K-12 school. Are you using bricks or blocks in your school even beyond grade 1? Please give me a frank answer, okay? That's not getting recorded. Okay, good. So what's the difference between 6 bricks and the other bricks? Okay. Okay, so now that I've really spoken about 6 bricks is actually a program which you can really come back to me on this and I can really talk about this. 6 bricks is a program using Lego. Okay, so that's the whole idea about the 6 bricks program. We have so much in activities in kindergarten, but all of that vanishes from senior classes. Yes, I agree with you. Thank you. Somebody called Pooja Kapoor writing that. Can you please do the needful of getting some bricks and blocks in your school right from tomorrow? I've had the 4th activity also, but because of time constraint, we couldn't do that. But if in 30 minutes, I can kind of get you used to 4 activities that you can do, imagine there's so much that you can do in your schools, okay? We made double-story houses, towers, walls, etc. in grade 2. Lovely. Okay. Did you make a dungeon? Did you make a underground? Did you make a floor that was underground? Did you make a floor that was below the earth's surface? Did you kind of try doing that? Okay. Yes. If I'm getting you thinking there, lovely. And did you have a terrace? Did you think about rainwater harvesting if you had terrace? so many millions of questions can get into every topic that you have with bricks and blocks. Okay, no underground. Good. Think about how will you build underground. Okay. And think about rainwater harvesting and all of that with children. They have ideas and solutions to everything. We just have to get into them as soon as possible. Okay. Lovely. Or even solar panels. Okay. Agreed about, yeah. Okay. Okay. Lovely. Okay, good. Okay, one question again. While teaching any topic, for example, means of transport, we can make the kids to make means of transport using blocks. Yeah, exactly. I do agree. Okay. And also in that case, talk to them about length. I would always use transport, means of transport, as a great way to also infuse length. Okay. So I would talk about how small is an auto rickshaw, or how big is a bus, or how long is a metro. Okay. So it's very easy to infuse those concepts of length, or infuse the concepts of big, bigger, biggest, or small, smaller, smallest. All those concepts can also come in storytelling. Also make a character also for role play. Yeah, agree. Okay. Math ones, 1 to 10s. Yeah, absolutely, you can do that. Totally. Yeah. Lovely. Okay, I had this big question in my mind. Who has never played with building blocks in their childhood? Who has never ever played with a building block in their childhood? When you say me, are you saying that you've never played? Okay, no, I don't agree. Everyone's played. Okay. When you say me, who's never played? The question is, please listen to the question. Who has never played? Oh my goodness. Okay, good. Lovely. Never. Okay. Basically, these can be used in maths, EVS, story, as well as in English, as well as in geography, as well as in history, in everything. Okay, I have never played, never. Even 7 stones, yeah, absolutely. Love 7 stones can absolutely be done with this. Okay, Lagori. I would use those local terms that are there. Okay. There's somebody called as Amita Kocher who's raised her hand. Never. Oh, so many nevers coming in. That's why you didn't bring your blocks here. Okay, you all were all worried about it and you never got it. My goodness. Thank you, SAR Education. You've kind of opened up a Pandora box here for so many people here. I play with my daughter. Thank you. You are a best parent. Okay. Hugs and kisses to you. I think Amita Kocher would like to, she's raised her hand.
Just 1 minute.
Yes,
Ma'am, you can unmute yourself now.
Yes, you played. Kalpana says I played with my son. Okay, good. Thank you. Lovely.
Amita, ma'am.
It's quite interesting. Yeah. Okay, everybody remember, you must in your PTA hold one session where your parents are doing some building activity. Okay, that is what is going to tell them, can you do this as a parent and child activity? And that's going to really tell them how much their children love building with blocks. And then that is what is kind of allowing them to, invest in some building blocks, get them and kind of engage, have their children engage with those building blocks as well. Okay. Card game, making a pyramid. Yeah, lots you can really do. Okay, good. Okay. If you've never played, and if you in your school, in your preschool, you've got this box full of building blocks, go tomorrow and build something, send it to me, tag Sunday Bricks and tag SAR Education and tell us that this is what I did tomorrow. Okay. Or this is the first thing that I did tomorrow. At least just build the first letter of your name. Okay. For example, my name is M. I'm going to build a M tomorrow. Okay. My name is Mrunal and I'm going to build a M tomorrow. Okay. We play with the brick games digitally. Lovely. Try doing hands-on. It'll be much more fun. I don't know what you play digitally. Are you talking about Minecraft? Then that's another wonderful game. Okay. Okay.
Any more questions?
Yeah.
So I think these are all the questions from our
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah. No problem.
Okay. So thank you so much. So I appreciate you presenting such an engaging and educational workshop, and it's obvious that our audience enjoy the webinar.
Thank you very much.
So thank you so much, Mrunal, and we value your time and wish you enjoy yourself as much as we did.
Thank you very much. I did enjoy. Thank you very much. Yeah.
And we hope you'll host more SAR webinars in the future.
Yes. Okay, there's somebody who's raised the hand. We must not.
Yeah, just Disha ma'am, you can unmute yourself.
The ones who raise hand, please speak also, and then you will vanish away somewhere. I don't know what's happening. Or are you raising hand and saying, may I leave? I don't know what's happening.
Disha
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, lovely. Thank you very much, everybody. See you again. I mean, I think they're just raising hand and saying that, can I
Yes.
leave? Okay, yes, you can leave.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much, audience. We appreciate you coming to the session and engaging enthusiastically throughout despite your hectic schedule. So the SAR team consistently tries to provide fresh ideas to our educator that will support your professional growth. And we will be coming with a new session soon and share the details with you. So thank you so much. And I'm sharing the feedback link in the chat box. So please fill the feedback form.
Thank you, everybody, for all the chats and now the reactions coming in. I kind of got you glued onto using everything on the Zoom, right? Sometimes we really don't even have to talk. So that's good. Oh, when you have a test, without that, you don't get the certificate.
So currently, Mrunal, what we are doing, we are simply providing the survey form and the audience will receive an email containing the quiz link. So right now, just the survey form.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I'm going to make a move and see you all someday in person very soon.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So I request you all to please fill the feedback form in order for you to receive your certificates. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Sharing the link again.